Virgo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late March 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Virgos. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for Virgo gang in late March? It's Aries season. Let's see what the vibe is. What's the energy, messages, insights? What can we take a peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Virgo in late March. What's the vibe? What's the energy? What can we see floating around out there for our good friends? Let's get this card out nice and quick. There it is. Thank you very much. Okay, I'll take it. Now, this card to me could either be really, really positive and confident, or it could be a little egotistical. I'm not saying that's you, but it could be someone you're connected to. So if you're connected to anyone that has a heightened ego, I feel like it can be good for a lot of you, though. Now, before we fully dive into it, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the March subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see, if you look at the image here, we have this lovely lady in that big blue dress. She has a wig on. She's looking at herself in the mirror, admiring herself. And there's mirrors all throughout this room, like wall to wall. They're everywhere. Now, for some Virgos, this could be a great card for self-confidence. Maybe some of you are feeling good about yourself. Like, well, yeah, I look good, feel good. This could be great. If you're making any changes to your aesthetic. So whether you're doing something with your hair or whether you're fixing your wardrobe or doing something in the house, right? Because when I see this card, I think of just making something presentable and making something look nice. There's really good supportive energy for that. But when we get to the challenge of it, obviously this could represent someone with a bit of a heightened ego. So whether it's people that you deal with, where it's someone where they could never admit they're wrong, they think they're the best thing since sliced bread, just watch out for stuff like that. Not saying you're egotistical, but when I see this, it could either be a clash of egos or just someone that has a heightened view of themselves to an unhealthy level. So just watch out for egotistical people. They might rub you the wrong way when this card is here, but that's really great for self-confidence and making things look nice. So we're going to put her down over there. She could keep looking in the mirror. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for my beautiful Virgos. What do we got in late March? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. Pretty stern, if I do say so myself. The reading was titled A Serious Situation, and usually when that type of vibe shows up, it tells me a couple things. Maybe a lot of you are dealing with things that have important implications, or they are serious. For another portion of you, there might be something where spirit wants you to take it a little more seriously. So whatever way it shows, that's the energy that I saw last week. So it could bleed over for a couple weeks, but we're going to see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards here for my beautiful Virgo friends. What's happening in late March, please? Get this first card out. Thank you. Okay, death card. Do not be nervous about this card, because believe it or not, that is a complementary energy to the Virgo collective. That's big Scorpio energy. And Virgo is one of the few signs that actually has a really good connection when it comes to Scorpio vibes. And I say this as a Scorpio moon myself. Let's get a couple more. I mean, that card, people get nervous about it, but I feel like it could be good. All right, now it could most definitely be good, because in the center we have the star. So it's like, okay, I like where this is going. One thing I will say about this, Virgo, these are really, really strong, intense energies that we're picking up. When we go from death to the star, these are very powerful. Let's get one more. Huge metamorphosis already. This last card out. Okay, so we do have the 10 of Wands. It's good, but it's not easy. That's how it's initially feeling to me. And I don't want to get too intuitive just yet. But yeah, when I see the 10 of Wands here on the back end, it's like, yeah, no, this is good. It's not easy, but it's good. which I'll take it. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, I always look at the elements first. I feel like that's important to tell us where the energy is, how it's possibly moving. There is a lot of internal energy here this week because we have the death card. That's big Scorpio energy. That's water, the realm of emotions, love, feelings. Then we have the star, which, although that is the water bearer, that's Aquarius energy. So it's air. So that's logic in the mind. So it's like we have the heart and mind. We have the feelings. We have the logic. Then we also have fire here on the back end, which is the realm of action and movement. But the energy to me feels like it's changing in a good direction. It's definitely not easy, but it might be worth it. That's just initially how it's popping off the page to me. So we're going to have to see, especially with all the intensity and even with the back end card, these are heavy energies. So let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out for you. So position number one, we are starting with the death card. And I always say, if you ever watch a movie and someone pulls tarot cards in a movie, they're going to pull this damn card out, right? Because it's one that catches people's attention. But to me, I feel like it's good. Maybe I have a skewed view on it because I'm a Scorpio moon. But if you're not connected to Scorpio, the death card does not always just mean endings. It can, of course. So maybe some of you have recently experienced an ending, or you're going through one right now. To me, I like to think of this more as metamorphosis and change. Think of a phoenix rising from the ashes, something or someone remaking themselves. So this is really good to me normally. Now, this is also a karmic card, so it does connect to universal energy. So we might be seeing some karmic themes show up here. What is the drawback of the death card? Sometimes it's situations where it's out of our hands, whether we want it to change or not. I mean, we don't have much of a say, and that's not the nicest way to feel sometimes. So hopefully you're not dealing with situations where you might not have much of a say in it. But that's the downside. It could also be very intense too, right? So intense, not easy. That's the big theme we're picking up here. But it can be for the better. That's the one thing I will say. Now, moving to the center, the reason I'm so optimistic about the death card in the front, and sure, it could be an ending, that's very possible, but we have a different type of ending here in the center. We have the star. Now, when we're looking at times, I know these readings are more meant for like week to week, but the star to me is big chunks of time. We're talking big journeys. So it could be like months and years, or the big picture. Whenever we see the star, we think big picture thinking. Now, this is a card of, if you're not connected to an Aquarius, this is a card of wish fulfillment, wins, victories, coming out on top, something paying off for you, right? It's a light at the end of the tunnel. So I love to see this in any spread, especially after the death card. It is also tied to universal energy. So we do have a lot of karmic archetypes showing up for you this week, and that's okay. For some of you, it could be about optimism. So Spirit could be telling you, like, listen, try to be optimistic, try to see the silver lining. That's very important for whatever things you might be dealing with right now, your mindset, your mind state. So try your best to be optimistic. Now, what's the downside of the star? Like I mentioned, it could be something where it's coming, just not right this second, or it's a journey. It's going to be a process of some sort to reach the star. The downside to this can also sometimes represent somebody that is the exact opposite of optimistic. It could be feelings of pessimism or hopelessness. So we're not going to manifest that. That's just the energy that's showing up. Moving to the back end, we have another card that is very dualistic. We have the Ten of Wands. And we see this individual, they're carrying that big bundle of sticks, and usually they're walking up a hill. Now, I always say it is a burdened type of energy, but there's really good aspects to it. I'll give you the positives first. This is a card of determination, never quit, never say die type of attitude, because although this person's carrying a lot of weight, they're continuing to push forward. They are not stopping. The situations aren't stopping them, issues aren't stopping them. It's like, no, this is where I'm going, this is what I'm accomplishing, and nothing's going to deter that. So I really love the Ten of Wands for that aspect alone. But the challenge is, it is a 10. 10s represent the close of a cycle, so we do see a possible cycle closing or a chapter ending in this reading, but it could be a burden of some kind, mind, body, or soul. It could be a heaviness. So there could be a situation that's really weighing on you. There could be something that's weighing on your mind, weighing on your feelings. Worst case scenario could sometimes be someone that's feeling guilty or feelings of guilt. That's worst case scenario. I also link this to wellness. So for a lot of Virgos, watch your health in this time, specifically areas like the neck, back, and spine when this shows up, because you might just be feeling a little drained of energy. But again, not easy, but but worth it. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Virgo. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for my Virgo friends. What's happening? Please, my guides, talk to me. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Death card. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Virgo, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, let's go in on that Death card. Why is the Death card here, please? Thank you. Okay, King of Wands. Now, I don't necessarily feel like this is a super challenging energy. If you're connected to a fire sign, this could be representing them here. But when I see the King of Wands, he's putting his energy into something. So this is where I feel like the energy forks for a lot of Virgos. There could most definitely be a situation or something where you're like, you know what, I'm just not going to give any energy to it anymore. Where it's like, you know, I put enough energy into it. It is what it is. It's going to be what it's going to be. So there could be certain situations where I'm not saying you're throwing your hands up, but you might come to a place in your mind where it's like, listen, I've done what I can do. Now it's just to, like, where's it going to go? Let the universe take the wheel type of vibe. However, there can also be someone doubling down too, where like one energy is telling me like, yeah, it is what it is. I'm not going to put a lot more energy into it. But then there's another one saying like, I am going to put a lot of effort into this to change my outcome. Okay, so I have one energy that's not going to do much. I have one that's going to double down. Okay, now the King of Wands is about focused intent. It's focused energy. We already do see karmic energy. We see a lot of change and transformation here. So I guess it really depends on your situation. Are you going to stop putting energy into something, or are you going to double down and say, you know what, this is for me. I want to see something through. I guess it really depends on you, right? But I feel overall it's good either way. Now, if the King of Wands was in reverse, then I'd be a little concerned, but he's not. So let's keep moving. Let's see what the star has for you. Notice there's a lot of fire starting to show up now. That's a good thing. But let's see why the star is in the mix, please. And we'll get over to that 10 of Wands, see what that challenge could possibly be. Okay. All right. So we have the 9 of Swords in the upright, and I feel like this is a common energy this week. I've been seeing it for a lot of people. It could most definitely be fear of the unknown, fear of how something's going to shake out. So watch out for that for a small portion of you. It is highly, highly important to try your best to think good thoughts before you lay down at night. That message might be out there for some of you, but just, you know, sometimes we lay in bed and, you know, things start running in our minds and we just can't stop thinking. I'm getting that for some of you. And I think it's really important, whether you listen to guided meditations or just something, to think happy thoughts before you fall asleep, because you don't want to embed certain things into your subconscious. That's an out there message, but it came through, so I'm going to give it to you. But when I see the star with the 9 of Swords, it's fear of the unknown, fear of, like, how's this going to turn out? Is this going to turn out okay? I feel like if you hold on to an optimistic mindset, this could most definitely be a big win, payoff, victory, whatever we want to call it. It's like, trust the process. Okay, so I don't know why I'm saying trust the process, but I feel like you will collect positive results here, even if you're a little on edge about something. Trusting the process is super important. Now, the 9 of Swords, yeah, stress, anxiety, nerves. So again, the 2 main messages I'm picking up here is when you're laying down to sleep at night, if your mind starts running, try to switch into a positive mindset, whether it's through guided meditation or thinking happy thoughts if you can. Don't think negatively before you lay down, but it's also the fear of the unknown and how something's going to shake out. But I do see big karmic shifting energy. I see big change and eventually a positive outcome. So I like it. Feels good to me. But let's see what that 10 Wands has. Then we could see the whole story. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow. So far, although the energy is intense, I like it. That's the one thing I will say. But let's see what the 10 Wands has for Virgo. Not easy, but worth it. I don't know why that energy continues to show up since like the beginning. Not easy, but worth it. Let's see what the 10 Wands has. Please. Okay, deck is being specific now. There you are. Okay, sturdy. reaching the result you want. The staying power is super, super important. So again, Virgos, and I know a lot of you in my personal life, and I talk to a lot of you in personal readings, I know your determination is usually unshakable. And I feel like that's going to serve you with whatever situations you're dealing with now or you've recently been dealing with. That ingrained determination that most Virgos have is going to serve you proper, because we have the Queen of Pentacles in the upright underneath the Ten of Wands. Now, again, watch your energy levels, take care of your vessel, take care of your health. Very important. That could be a little warning here. Make sure you're not overly drained. But when I see her in the upright, she is usually a card of blessings, abundance, wins, and victory. So when I see it underneath the Ten of Wands, just like the theme we've been seeing, it's like just keep pushing, keep going. So whether it's like going through with your regularly scheduled day or just continuing to move forward, it's like if you keep moving forward, there's beautiful energy to be had. Now, could you be in that mindset where, you know what, universe, take the wheel, whatever happens, happens? Sure. Could you be in a mindset of saying, you know what, I'm going to put effort into something and I'm going to make sure it's different? Absolutely. But either way, I feel the energy landing where it needs to land. Okay, so again, you do have energy here all over the place of wins, victories, and payoffs. They're here in multiple spots. But the only thing is they don't feel like they're a walk in the park. They don't feel like they're super easy, and that's okay. But let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow card. Interesting mixture of energy for you this week. But if you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we started off here with the Death card and the King of Wands in the upright. And the energy did fork here. For some of you, there could be a situation or something where it's like, you know what, I'm not going to put much more energy into it. It will be what it's going to be. The universe will take the wheel and I will go where I need to go. There's also an energy of somebody doubling down, saying, you know what, if I'm not getting the results I like, I'm going to try twice as hard to make sure I get it. I don't think you could go wrong. I think either way, like, it's going to bring you to the road that you need to be walking. Moving to the center, we have the Star with the 9 of Swords. Remember, think happy thoughts, especially before bed. Watch out for insomnia. But another portion of you, there's a little bit of a fear of unknown or how something's going to play out. But especially here on the back end, there's beautiful energy of big wins and victories and payoffs coming your way, short term and long term. So I do like it. Moving to the back end, your beautiful Virgo determination will always serve you well, because the 10 of Wands with the Queen of Pentacles, I did say watch your health. Make sure you're watching after your health and well-being. Very important here. So if you've been feeling down, get yourself checked out, right? But if that's not the case, when I see the 10 of Wands with the Queen of Pentacles, it's like this road was not the easiest road to walk, but I'm happy that I did it. So it's like we have beautiful energy of wins and victories here. So keep an optimistic mindset and keep walking that road. Don't stop. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Let's get a good shuffle here from my Virgo friends. And yes, I always like to pull one of these at the back end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. And yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel and have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card out. Here we have nice and quick here for Virgo, please. Thank you. Okay. Queen of Swords. All right, so for some of you connected to an air sign, that's Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, this could be them showing up in the shadows. Now, usually the Queen of Swords is straightforward, no nonsense. She's very honest and to the point. I would say for the shadow side of this card, watch out in this time because you might hurt someone's feelings and you're not expecting to, because the Queen of Swords could be mean. If you have dealings with an individual that is like very harsh, very mean, you might want to put a little distance between you and that person when she shows up. But normally the Queen of Swords is very strategic, very logical, and sees things clearly. So Spirit could be asking you with whatever it is you're dealing with to try to take on a logical mindset about it. Okay, that's just a big message. So watch out for hurting someone's feelings. And if you use your logic, you can't go wrong. So Virgo, that's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The March subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me and get a little glimpse into whatever situations you're dealing with, you can check out my digital calendar on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The March schedule is up and live. But for the March subscriber surprise, giving away 3 copies of one of my most favorite decks, the Everyday Witches Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments Where in this beautiful big world are you from? I'll go first. I'm from New Jersey, and you could just put it down in the comments and you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll talk to you soon.